Ever heard anybody say anything like that? For any leader to say, shut up, you're not allowed to ask questions, carry out the order. I don't know who Hegseth worked for as a junior officer, but it appears to me that they were not very good role models of leadership because this guy has no idea what he's doing.
It's Ken Harbaugh with the Midas Touch Network. Senator Mark Kelly is not backing down. The Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has ordered his department to escalate its investigation into Senator Kelly for a video he recorded reminding service members of their obligation to disobey illegal orders. This isn't just harassment of a sitting senator. It is a message to anyone who criticizes the Trump regime or who dares remind those in uniform that their oath is not to the president, but to the Constitution. Senator Kelly spells it out.
Yeah, this is all a bunch of bullshit. And the reason why, I think, is because this is just about sending a message to retired service members, active duty service members, government employees. Do not speak out against this president or there will be consequences. So it's a lot bigger than, just dealing with me. I think what they really care about is the public message. They're going after me, a U.S. senator, for something I said that was lawful. It's the truth. It was something people are trained on. It was something that Pete Hegseth said in 2016 multiple times. And in his case, specifically about this president and his concerns.
You about the slippery slope this puts us on, and I'm speaking specifically about the legal regime under which they're justifying this, the designation of trafficking organization as narco-terrorists, the rhetoric around fentanyl and drugs as weapons of mass destruction. That sounds eerily familiar. You know what I'm talking about. And when you pair that with the designations of domestic terrorist organizations, that should send up a flare for all of us. If the president is claiming the authority to unilaterally, without congressional oversight, without briefing the American people, kill those that he deems to be terrorists, we should all be worried, right?
Yeah, and going after his political opponents like he has started to do. And it seems like he has at least talked about designating organizations within the U.S. as domestic terrorist organizations. This is out of the playbook. We've seen this around the world before. Now, fortunately, we have an election in 2026. We'll see, how much those wealthy Americans that support Donald Trump are going to throw basically unlimited resources behind people that he supports. That really worries me. When you have, people that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, getting behind candidates, because our campaign finance system here in our country is it's broken in a bad way. And it gives a lot of power to the wealthiest Americans. To the detriment of everyday Americans. The wealthy in our country have just amassed an enormous amount of the power. So I worry about him designating organizations that are just opposed to him, and this whole idea of weapons of mass destruction.
Being asked to do about morale problems in especially Southcom and SOCOM, about a growing lack of confidence when you see professionals like Admiral Halsey departing instead of having to continue to carry out, I'm assuming a few things here, but having to carry out illegal orders. I'm hearing from lots of folks in uniform in a way I never have before, who are deeply concerned about this politicization of the military. Surely you must be as well, especially after that video.
Yeah, we hear things. We have people reach out, and then I also hear things secondhand from other folks about how folks in the Pentagon, especially, are worried about speaking out and just offering their opinion on things. I mean, when the Secretary of Defense, I'm trying to remember what he said to Admiral Halsey, but it was reported that he said, when you're
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we will talk about a very important story from the United States. It is about Senator Mark Kelly, former President Donald Trump and the Pentagon. This story became very popular in news in 2025. People around the world talk about it. The story starts with a video. In the video, Markile gave a message to the military. He told soldiers that they should not follow legal orders. This may sound simple, but it uh, caused a very big debate. Some people supported Kile. They said he was right and brave. Others supported Trump. They said Kile was wrong and could confuse the military. In this video, we will explain everything about this story in easy. We will talk about who Markile is, what he said, how people reacted, and why it mattered. Okay, who is Markile? Markile is a United States Senator from Arizona. But before become a senator, he had a very interesting life. He enjoyed the U.S. Navy and tried, uh, trained as a fighter pilot. He flew many missions and learned a lot about military life. After serving in the Navy, he became a NASA astronaut. He flew to space several times. This made him famous and respected by many people. After retiring from the military and NASA, he entered politics. He was elected as a US Senator. Today, he is now for speaking about law, military rules, and democracy. Markile is important in this story because he has experience in the military. He knows the rule and law that soldier must follow. He also knows how the government works. This is why people listen carefully when he speaks about military law. Kile has always been known as someone who respects the constitutions. The constitution is the law of the country and all leader and military members must follow it. Kile often talks Kile often talks about following rules and doing the right things. What did Markile say? In this video, Markile said something very simple but important. Soldier and military officers must not follow legal orders. This is part of military law. Soldier must obey legal orders, but if an order is legal, soldier must refuse it. This law has existed for many years. It is taught in military schools and training programs. Kile made this video along with a few others lawmakers. They all had experience in the military in intelligence. Their message was clear. Soldier has a legal duty to follow the law. This means they cannot blindly follow any orders. Kile did not name any person or situations. He spoke in general words, reminding soldiers about their duty. But this message became very controversial. Some people liked the video. They said it was correct and important. They said Kile reminded soldier about the constitutions and the law. Other people did not like the video. They said it could confuse soldiers. They said it might harm military disciplines. The video spread quickly on social media. People all over the country watched it. News channel also discussed it. This made the story very big and very popular. How did Donald Trump react? After the video, Donald Trump reacted strongly. Trump said the Kile and the other lawmakers were doing something wrong. He said their actions could be dangerous. Trump even used very strong words. he warned about serious punishment. Many people were shocked by his reaction. The Pentagon also reacted. They said they would investigate the video. They said there were serious ill- allegations, allegations of misconduct by Kile. The Pentagon also said that they want to see if Kile's video broke military rules. Normally, military rules apply to active soldier, but Kile is a retired officer. He is also a sitting senator. This made the investigations very unusual. Many experts said that it was almost unprecedented to investigate a senator like this. Trump and his supporters said the video could hurt military disciplines. They said politicians should not talk to soldiers in a way that could be misinterpreted misinterpreted. They also said Kile's video might confuse soldiers about which order to follow. Mark Kile and his team strongly disagreed. They said the investigation was political. They said Kile had the right to speak freely. They also said the Pentagon actions were an attempt to uh, intimidate him. Intimidate him. Why is this video important? This story is important for many reasons. Freedom of speech in the United States, everyone has the right to freedoms of speech. This include elected officials like senators. Supporters of Kile said he was uh, excreting these rights. This said he was reminding soldiers of the law. Others said that speaking to soldiers about orders could be dangerous. They would that soldier might disobey lawful orders because of Kile message. Civil military reactions. The US constitution say the military must obey civilians leaders, but civilians should not interfere too much in military disciplines. Normally, retired officers are not pushed unless there is a clear legal reasons. The Pentagon investigation looked political to many people. Critics say it's uh, blurred the line between politics and military law. Rules of law. Kile reminds soldier about the law. Soldier must refuse legal orders. This principle exists in all military around the world. Kile message was a reminder of this duty. Politics and power. Some critics say the Pentagon investigation was meant to intimidate Kile. They said it was political. Kile and his team agreed. They said the investigation was not about law but about pushing someone for speaking out. This story become discussions about law, freedom, and political power. It shows how politics and military rules can clash in modern times. Reaction from different uh, groups. Supporters of Markile, veterinaries, and legal experts said Kile was correct. They said soldier must follow the law and conclusions. They said the Pentagon should not push a senator for speaking. Some veteran groups made video supporting Kile's message. Supporters of Trump and the Pentagon, they said Kile video could confuse soldier. They said politicians should not speak directly to the military. Some commentators say Kile made a mistake by confusing soldier to refuse orders. Both sides had strong opinion. The story became a national debate about law, politicians, and military roles. What happened next? At the time of this story, the Pentagon investigation was ongoing. If they found problems, Kile could face legal actions, but most experts say it was very rare to punish a retired officer who is now a senator. Kile and his team said they would fight any legal actions. They said the Pentagon was actions politically and trying to scam him. The story is not just about Kile, it is about freedom, law, and career. It's show how complex politicians and military rules can be. This story teaches us many lessons. Law is important. Soldier must follow legal orders and refuse legal ones. Freedoms of speech is important. People should be able to speak about the law and truth. Politicals can be campaign. Sometimes political actions affect law and military rules. Congress is important. Killer spoke his mind even when it was risky. Mark Kille videos start a debates that people all over the country take about. Some people protect him, some people support him, some people are support him. But everyone agreed that law, freedoms, and career are very important in democracy. This story reminds us to follow the law, speak the truth, and respect our constitutions. Thank you for watching my video.